You are born on a world of endless dust. The sky is a permanent, brassy shield. It bakes the cracked earth beneath your feet. Stars are a forgotten myth, a story for children. Your world has a name, but everyone just calls it the dust. You take your first breath and inhale grit. You learn to walk on shifting dunes. The wind is a constant sculptor of your home. It carves the rocks into skeletal shapes. It winds through the narrow canyons of your settlement. This is the only music you have ever known. Your cradle was a rough-spun hammock. It swayed in the hot, dry air of your family's burrow. You did not cry with water. Your tears were tiny puffs of dust from your eyes. Water is far too precious for weeping. The sun is not a gentle friend here. It is a tyrant in the sky. It bleaches the color from everything it touches. The world exists in shades of brown and gray. Your life is a study in surviving the light. You learn to seek the shadows. You do not remember a time before the thirst. It is a fire in your throat. It is a constant companion in your thoughts. You wake with it. You walk with it. You try to sleep as it rasps in your mind. The thirst is life, and life is hard. Your people are echoes of a grander past. Their faces are thin and lined with worry. Their movements are slow, measured to conserve energy. Every action is weighed against the cost of moisture. A quick gesture is an extravagance. They drink the recycled water from the vapor condensers. The great machines hum day and night. They are the metal hearts of your village. They pull the last drops of wetness from the air. The water they produce is warm and tastes of metal. It keeps you alive, but it does not satisfy. Your elders tell stories of the great rains. They speak of a time when the sky was not brass. It was a deep, impossible blue. Clouds, fat with water, drifted across it. Water fell freely, a gift from above. You think it sounds like a pleasant fiction, much better than the ghost stories. You watch them pass the ration cups. Each person takes a small, careful sip. They close their eyes as if in prayer. They are trying to remember a taste they have never known. You do it too. You try to imagine a cool, clean drink. But you can only taste the truth, warm and stale. You are different from the others. The endless plains of dust do not weary you. The empty sky does not make you feel small. You find a strange peace in the vastness. The other children huddle near the condensers. They play games in the dust. You prefer to be alone. You climb the highest rock spire at the edge of the village. You sit there for hours as the sun crawls across the sky. You watch the heat shimmer above the baked earth. You feel the star wind on your face. It is the only thing that feels truly real. It feels like a secret just for you. The others whisper about you. They see you staring at nothing. They think the heat has touched your mind. Your mother begs you to stay in the shade. Your father tells you not to wander so far, but you cannot help it. The emptiness calls to you. It is up on that spire that you feel it most. The blackness that waits behind the brassy shield. You know it is there. The elders call it the void. They say it is a place of monsters and cold despair. But to you, it feels like a promise. It feels like home. One night, the heat is worse than usual. The condensers rattle and strain. Sleep is impossible for everyone. You slip away from your family's burrow. You make your way through the silent village. The only light comes from the glowing vents of the machines. The dust muffles your footsteps. You climb your spire under the blank sky. The air is still and heavy. The silence is deeper than you have ever known. You close your eyes. You listen past the hum of the village. You listen for the star wind. But tonight, you hear something else. A voice. It is not in your ears. It is inside your head. It is not made of words you know. It is made of feelings, of concepts. It shows you images of things you cannot name. It feels ancient and impossibly vast. It does not feel frightening. It feels like a forgotten memory. The voice speaks of a world unlike your own. It shows you a sky of the deepest blue. It paints a sun of gentle, yellow light. It sings a song of cool, wet air. The voice is a whisper in the star wind. It has traveled so far to find you. It chose you from all the others. The elder, Kalen, sees you the next morning. His eyes are old and sharp. They seem to look past your skin. They see the new light hiding in your mind. He calls you to the council chamber. The other elders are there. They sit in a circle of carved stone chairs. Kalen's face is a map of hardship. His voice is rough like sand on rock. "You have been to the high spire again?" he says. "It is not a question." You nod. The other elders murmur among themselves. Their eyes are filled with suspicion and fear. They do not understand you. The void is not a place for children, Kalen warns. It whispers lies. It promises wonders to lure the weak. Our ancestors listened to those whispers. They dreamed of power among the stars. His gaze is intense. It holds the weight of 1,000 years of suffering. He tells you that dreams of the stars bring ruin. He says your ancestors were star dreamers. They built towers to the sky. They sought to command the powers of the universe. Their pride angered the gods who made the world. The gods broke the sky and stole the rain. They left your people to bake in the dust as punishment. Kalen believes this with all his heart. His story is meant to scare you. It is meant to chain you to the ground. He wants you to fear the sky. He wants you to forget the voice. But his words do the opposite. They ignite a spark of defiance in you. You now know the voice is real. The dreams are not just dreams. Your sleep is no longer a dry and empty thing. It is a journey to another place. The voice in your mind is your guide. It leads you out of the dust. It leads you to a world of impossible beauty, a world of blue. You see it every time you close your eyes. You stand on a shore of soft, white sand. The water is a living jewel. It stretches to the horizon. It is more water than you could ever imagine. It is more water than your entire world holds. The sky above is a perfect, cloudless blue. A gentle sun warms your skin. It does not burn. You walk into the water. It is cool against your ankles. You wade deeper, feeling the gentle pull of the tide. You cup your hands and bring the water to your lips. It is clean and pure. It tastes like life itself. It washes the dust from your soul. This is not a dream. It is a memory of a place you have never been. You swim in oceans deeper than mountains. Strange, colorful fish dart around you. Vast forests of green kelp sway in the currents. You feel no need to breathe. In this place, the water is your air. You are home. This world feels more real than your own. You can almost believe you were born here. A part of you was. The voice shows you more. It shows you great storms over the ocean. Rain falls in thick, silver sheets. It hammers the surface of the water. Lightning cracks the sky. The sound is a glorious thunder. It is not the whining of the wind. It is the sound of a world alive and powerful. A world you now know is real. You wake up from these visions with a deep ache. Your throat is raw with a familiar thirst. The taste of dream water vanishes like a ghost. The brass sky and the brown dust are your prison. The dream is a beautiful torture. But one morning, something is different. Something has followed you back. You open your hand. You do not remember closing it. Nestled in your palm is a stone. It is unlike any rock on your world. It is not rough or gritty. It is perfectly smooth, like polished glass. It is a deep, dark black. It seems to drink the light around it. You sit up in your hammock. The stone is cool in your hand. That alone is a miracle. Nothing on your world is cool. Everything is baked by the endless sun. You press it to your cheek. The cold is a shocking pleasure. It feels alien. It feels powerful. And it is wet. A thin film of moisture coats its surface. You stare at it, your heart pounding. You lick the stone. The taste is not metal. It is not stale. It is the taste from your dream. It is the taste of clean, pure water. The taste of the blue world. You know without knowing how, this stone is not from here. It is an impossible object. A laugh escapes your lips. It is a dry, rusty sound. You have never had much to laugh about. The other children would probably trade their next 3 water rations for this. A rock that makes its own water. You hold a treasure beyond imagining. You hold a piece of your dream in your hand. You slip out of your burrow. The village is still quiet. The sun has not yet risen to its throne of fire. You carry the stone like a secret treasure. You walk past the silent homes. You walk past the great, humming condensers. They seem weak and foolish now. They fight for scraps of moisture. You hold an ocean in your palm. You go to a place behind the village, a small patch of earth your mother tries to tend. She calls it her garden. It is a bed of cracked, dead soil. Nothing has ever grown there. She waters it with her own meager ration. It is an act of hopeless faith. It is a prayer to a silent sky. You kneel in the dust. You look at the impossible stone. You remember the dream, the endless oceans. You remember the voice in the star wind. You remember the power of the storm. A thought forms in your mind. A wild, desperate hope. What if? You hold the stone over the dead earth. You close your eyes and think of the blue world. You picture the vast, churning sea. You imagine the weight of all that water. You focus your will. You pour all your thirst, all your longing, into the small black stone. Then, you squeeze. A single drop of water forms on its surface. It swells, perfect and clear. It trembles for a moment. Then it falls. It hits the dust with a sound you have never heard before. A tiny, soft hiss. It is the sound of life. The drop lands on the cracked earth. The dust darkens around it. It drinks the moisture in an instant. But the mark remains. A tiny circle of dark, damp soil. You stare at it. Your breath catches in your throat. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. One drop. One perfect drop of rain. You do it again. You focus your will. You pour your need into the stone. You squeeze with all your might. Another drop appears. It falls to the earth. Another dark spot joins the first. A smile spreads across your face. It feels strange. Your face is not used to smiling. This is better than any story. This is real. Word of your miracle spreads faster than a dust storm. The other children saw you. They saw the dark spots on the ground. They saw the impossible stone in your hand. They ran to tell their parents. Their parents ran to tell the elders. Fear is a faster messenger than hope. The elder, Kalen, summons you again. This time there is no pretense of a calm discussion. The entire council is there. Their faces are masks of terror and anger. They look at you not as a child, but as a monster. They look at the stone in your hand as if it is a venomous serpent. Witchcraft, one of the elders spits. The word hangs in the hot air of the chamber. You consort with demons from the void. Another elder points a trembling finger at you. That object is a curse. It is an anchor for dark powers. You will bring ruin upon us all. The elder, Kalen, stands. His presence fills the room. He looks older than he did yesterday. We warned you, child. We told you of the price of star dreams. Our ancestors paid that price. They broke the world with their ambition. Are you so eager to shatter the pieces? They believe the stone is a tool of the same gods who punished your ancestors. They think it is a test, a trap. They are convinced that using its power will bring a final, terrible end. They see the drop of water not as a miracle. They see it as the tear of a hungry god, one who is about to devour your world. They demand you give them the stone. They want to bury it. They want to cast it into the deepest fissure they can find. They want to pretend it never existed. They want you to renounce your dreams. They want you to accept the dust. They want you to accept their fear. Their fear is a cage they have lived in for 1,000 years. You look at their frightened faces. You see the deep lines of thirst etched into their skin. You see the desperation in their eyes. They are so afraid of death that they have forgotten how to live. They would rather die of thirst than risk a new kind of hope. You clutch the stone in your hand. Its coolness is a comfort. It is a connection to the world of water, a world without their fear. You think of your mother's hopeless garden. You think of the taste of stale, recycled water. You think of a lifetime staring at a brass sky. A fire ignites in your chest. It is not the heat of the sun. It is a fire of pure defiance. No, you say. Your voice is quiet, but it cuts through their panic. You are wrong. You are afraid. Your fear has kept us thirsty. It has kept us in the dust. You hold up the stone for them all to see. This is not a curse, you declare. Your voice grows stronger. It is a key. It is an answer. I will not let you bury it. I will not let you throw it away. Our people are dying. I will not stand by and watch. You turn your back on them and their counsel. You walk out of the chamber, leaving them in stunned silence. The elder, Kalen, shouts your name. His voice is a mixture of anger and a strange plea. You do not stop. You know what you must do. The fear of the elders is a chain. You are going to break it. For your people. For your world. For the dream of water. You march to the center of the village plaza. The open space is empty under the harsh sun. People watch from the shadows of their burrows. They are afraid of you. They are afraid of what you represent. But they are also curious. A sliver of hope is a powerful thing, even in a world of dust. You stand alone in the center of the circle. You hold the black stone high above your head. You close your eyes. You ignore the whispers. You ignore the frightened gasps. You call upon the voice in your mind. You call to the blue world across the star-born sea. You do not ask this time. You do not beg. You command. You pour your will into the stone. You pour your defiance, your anger, your desperate love for your dying people. The stone grows cold in your hand, so cold it almost burns. It begins to hum, a low, powerful sound that vibrates through your bones. The sky above you begins to shimmer. The brassy shield wavers. It looks like heat rising from the sand. But it is different. A tear appears in the fabric of the sky. It is a rip in reality. It is a thin, dark line at first. Then it widens. Through the tear, you do not see the black of the void. You see the deep, impossible blue of your dream. A star-born gate. A gasp ripples through the onlookers. They stumble out of the shadows. They stare at the impossible sight above you. The elder, Kalen, and the council rush out into the plaza. They freeze, their faces turn to the heavens. Their expressions are a mix of terror and utter awe. The gate is real. The air changes. A cool wind blows from the rift in the sky. It carries a scent your world has forgotten. The smell of wet earth, the smell of ozone, the smell of life. It is the scent of the coming storm. The gate is a window into another galaxy, a galaxy of water. A low rumble echoes from the tear in space. It is not the whine of the wind. It is the deep, powerful sound of distant thunder. The sound you heard in your dreams. The hum of the stone in your hand intensifies. It feels alive now, a conduit between two universes. You are the bridge. Then, through the gate, it comes. The first drop is the size of your fist. It falls with a heavy splash in the dust at your feet. Then another, and another. A torrent begins to pour from the shimmering rift. A deluge from a world of water. The first true rain in 1,000 years begins to fall upon the dust. The people cry out, some in fear, most in joy. They hold out their hands, their faces turn to the sky. They let the cool, clean water wash the grit from their skin. They open their mouths and drink freely for the first time in their lives. The rain is a roar, a cleansing symphony. The dust at your feet turns to mud. The hard, cracked earth softens. The water pools in the low places. Puddles become ponds. The entire plaza becomes a shallow lake. Children who have never seen standing water splash and laugh. Their joy is a sound more powerful than the thunder. You stand in the heart of the storm. The rain soaks you to the bone, but you feel no cold. You feel a connection to every drop. You are the source. You are the conduit. You can feel the parched world drinking its fill. You can feel the deep, ancient thirst of the planet finally being quenched. The rain washes the world clean. The brown dust runs in rivers of mud. It reveals the true color of the rock beneath. The brassy shield of the sky is gone. Through the storm clouds, you can see the deep blue of the other world's sky. The village is transformed. It is no longer a place of dust and despair. It is a place of water and hope. Seeds long dormant in the soil begin to stir. Tiny green shoots push their way through the mud. Life that has waited a millennium for this moment awakens. The planet itself seems to sigh in relief. It is being reborn around you. You have done more than bring rain. You have brought back the world. Through the downpour, you see a figure approaching. It is the elder, Kalen. His robes are soaked. His face is streaked with rain and tears. He does not look angry. He looks broken and astonished. He falls to his knees in the mud before you. The other elders follow his lead. They kneel in the life-giving rain. "Forgive us," Kalen chokes out. His voice is thick with emotion. He looks from you to the storm-filled sky. "We were wrong. We let fear blind us for so long. We told the old stories to keep us safe, to keep us from making the same mistakes." He looks at you, his old eyes filled with a new understanding. "The stories were true," he says, his voice barely a whisper above the storm. "Our ancestors did break the sky. They were power-hungry. They tried to steal the fire of a star. But they failed. They shattered our world's balance." He gestures to you, to the stone in your hand. But that is not the whole story. When they broke the world, they sent a seed away, a tiny fragment of our people's life force. They sent it out into the star-born sea. A final, desperate act of hope. They sent it to a world of water, praying it would one day find a way home, that it would find a child who could hear the call his eyes lock with yours. That seed was you. You are no longer just a strange child of the dust. You are not a witch. You are a promise kept across galaxies. You are the descendant of the Skybreakers. But you are also their redemption, the one who did not seek power for yourself. You sought only to save your people. You look down at the kneeling elder. You look at your people celebrating in the rain. You look at the new green shoots poking through the mud. You have healed the sin of your ancestors. You have healed your world. The rain continues to fall. It is a gentle, steady rhythm now. The gate in the sky remains open, a promise of more to come. You are the child who imported rain from another galaxy. You are the heart of a new green world. You are hope made real. Internal rating, 8.5 out of 10. The script follows all rules, particularly the strict sentence length constraint. The narrative flows logically through the 15 points. The pacing feels appropriate for an audiobook, with dramatic pauses built in through sentence structure and paragraph breaks. The second-person point of view is consistent. The tone shifts from bleakness to defiance to awe, which should be engaging for a listener. The HFY element is strong. A single human child, through sheer will and a unique connection, saves their entire world. The humor is very light, as requested, mainly in small, internal observations. Madness and ruin sounded more interesting than dust was a guiding thought, which translated to the defiant tone. The reveal from Kalen provides a satisfying twist that elevates the story from a simple magic stone plot to one of destiny and redemption. It could be improved with even more sensory detail in the blue world sections to heighten the contrast. But as it stands, it's a solid, engaging script that meets all user specifications. No rewrite is necessary.